Make sure you check down in the description below to find out how to get entered into my Road to 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We're starting to get close, and we're going to have an epic party when I hit that 1,000 subs. Also, find out how to purchase a SmallTown Collectibles comic book mystery box and a discount code with Street Level Hero LA, where you can get 10% off your order and help raise some money for a great cause. What is going on, everybody? It is another beautiful day here in the hills of eastern Kentucky. That's actually a lie. It is raining like a monsoon outside right now. But that doesn't matter. That's not what you're here for. You're not here for the weather report in Kentucky. You're here to hear about the first appearances and key issues for New Comic Book Day, September 1st, 2021. Got a big list this week, so let's get started. I'm Jimmy Don Kerr, and this is the SmallTown Collectibles YouTube channel. So before we jump into the first appearances, the key issues, and the covers this week, if you're not already subbed up to the channel, why don't you go ahead and do that right now. Hit that subscription button, turn on that notification bell. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. And if you would, I say this every week, I want this video to be a conversation between myself and the community about the new books coming out this week. And if there's anything I'm missing or you think I should be reading, make sure you let me know down in the comments below. With all that out of the way, let's jump into our list this week. Now, you're going to notice I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I've got another content piece that I've come up with that will actually drop tomorrow. And that is comics on a budget, and it will take some of the information from this video and I'll apply it to that video. So I have changed up the format a little bit, and that's something I would like to hear from you guys in the comments below what you think about the new format. But let's jump into our first category this week, and that is our covers. All right, our first cover this week is Basilisk number 4, and this is the cover A. I really dig the cover. You kind of got a guy sitting, looking over the mountains at sunset, just kind of looking over, and it spoke to me because this is very much what it looks like in eastern Kentucky in the evenings when the sun's setting. And I have sat out on some of my property overlooking the mountains many a time, and this cover kind of reminded me of that. And I thought it was beautifully drawn. The colors are brilliant, and it really kind of looks like that's kind of how it looks. And I'm sure many people have had, there are beautiful sunsets everywhere, but when you're sitting there kind of looking over the mountains, it is something special, or at least is to me anyway. And so Basilisk number 4, the cover A, just really stood out to me this week. The next cover is Parasomnia number 3, the cover B variant by Patrick Reynolds. And again, I don't know exactly why. I just thought it looked cool. You kind of got like a pirate guy with these skulls, like they're almost like zombies or ghosts kind of coming out. Again, just a really cool cover. I really dig the story, Parasomnia. It's been good thus far. I've really liked it, but that cover I thought was awesome, and I had to include it on the list this week. The next cover is another cover B from a title that I really enjoy reading, and that is Geiger number 6, the cover B variant by Simone Bianchi. One of my favorite things about Geiger, the story's been good. Like, I really dig the story. But when he kind of turns into this nuclear man, I just think it looks really cool. It's kind of almost like a Ghost Rider type look. And you really kind of get the essence of that on this cover. So yeah, that cover B by Bianchi on Geiger number 6, really cool. Maybe one you want to check out. Then we have a 1 in 50 variant by Bjorn Berendis, and that is on Spawn number 321. Again, another just really cool cover. All Spawn covers I think look cool. It's kind of like Venom and Carnage and those type characters. You can really make a cool looking cover. But I really dig this. Kind of got your warrior, after the fight, standing over all the bloody bodies. And like I said, dude, I just think that thing is dope. Like, I really dig it. And last but not least, and if I did a cover of the week, this would be it. And that is Dark Ages number 1, the variant cover by Lucio Perillo. Now, this is apparently exclusive to Izzy's Comics, and I actually have already purchased this. I purchased this cover. I purchased the Virgin and the trade cover set. And it was $30 for that, and then $8 shipping, so $38 total. But that was over at Izzy Comics, and this cover I love, like the gray background. You kind of got Miles standing there in a different type costume, based on the storyline. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Like I loved it. I had to purchase it as soon as I saw it. I found it. So if you dig this one, you can go over to Izzy's Comics and pick this up. And they've got different variations of things you can do. You can get it slabbed. You can actually get a remark done by Perillo. Bunch of different things, just whatever your budget is. But yeah, Dark Ages #1, that Perillo variant is fire. All right, that is it for the covers this week. I actually had several covers. Yeah, there were several covers. I don't normally have that many. I usually have a couple, but yeah, there was a bunch that spoke to me this week. With those done, we're going to jump over to our second printings. The first one is from Black Mask Comics, and that is White #2. You get a second printing of that book this week. Been an incredibly hot book on the secondary market, because of the low print run of the cover A's. If you're into second prints, this may be a good one to grab. And then only 2 this week on the second print list, and the other one is Moon Knight Volume 9, #1, and this is the second printing. It's a Steve McNiven variant. And then there's also a really, really nice 1 in 25 variant. It's a pencil sketch. That's really cool. Like, it's a beautiful, beautiful cover. Not one like for me in a 1 in 25 in a second printing, not necessarily something I'm interested in picking up, but if you're into that type of cover, into that type of book as far as second printings, that may be a definite pickup for you. All right, that's it. That's it for the second prints. Now let's jump into our key issues this week. And this is the part that's going to be different. I'm just going to go through the key issues, and I'm not going to do a top 5. I'm just going to kind of list all the books that are coming out this week that I consider to be key issues. And then we'll do something similar to a top 5 in the video that you'll see tomorrow. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. But the first thing that I normally do in this section of the video is there's a couple of books coming out that I'm not necessarily going to highlight with cover pictures that I'm reading that I really dig. And the first one's Lucky Devil #2. I really liked the first issue. It's kind of weird, but it got me enough where I really, really want to get #2. So if you kind of like weird horror type stories, Lucky Devil may be up your alley, and #2 comes out this week. And then Geiger #6. I mentioned earlier in the covers, Geiger has been a great read. Like, I've really, really enjoyed it. Kind of a cool story. And, I love how it's progressing. So, yeah, Geiger #6. Again, if you like to read, that may be something, if you're not on, that you may want to check out. All right, so with that done, let's jump into the first key issues this week. And we're going to start with DC Comics. And the first one is Aquaman, the 80th Anniversary Special #1. This is a 96-page retrospective and anthology of stories. It does feature a new story featuring the bombshell version of Aquaman, who first appeared in Bombshells #14 back in 2016. There are also 2 prequel stories that will lead into the new Aquaman miniseries that launches this September. The other book from DC, only 2 on the list this week, is Batman Fear State Alpha #1. And the solicitation on this one reads, The Arrival of a Mysterious Anti-Oracle and the Return of Poison Ivy. Now, Batman has received criticism, or the Tinian run, for being boring, and it was for a long time. But the stories really, really started to pick up with this leading into Fear State, with the whole Scarecrow storyline. So I'm really excited about this title and look forward to reading it this week. So that's Batman Fear State Alpha #1. And that's it for DC. So we're going to jump on into our Marvel books this week. And our first Marvel book is a facsimile, and that is the Ultimate Comics Fallout #4 facsimile edition. It goes without saying that Miles Morales is one of the biggest, as far as like spec market, is one of the biggest characters out there. And for younger generations, what Spider-Man was to me, Superman was to me, the Hulk, these younger generations, Miles Morales is that to them. And Ultimate Fallout 4, especially once Miles hits the MCU, is going to be insanely expensive. And the facsimile editions gain value over time. So I'm definitely grabbing this one. Going to try to grab a few copies if I can. So yeah, Ultimate Fallout 4, the facsimile edition from Marvel this week, definitely a key book in my opinion. And then, again, only 2 really for Marvel. You've got Demon Days Cursed Web #1, and this is book 3 of 5 of the Demon Days saga from artist Peach Momoko. All right, let's jump over into our indie books this week, and the first one on the list is called Almost American #1, and this is from Aftershock. This is based on a true story where a married Russian intelligence operatives attempt to trade secrets to the U.S. in exchange for a new life, but get caught up in red tape, bureaucracy, and turf wars between the FBI and CIA while their past tries to kill them. True story, spy, like spy game type stuff like that really speaks to me. Like, I can't wait. Like, that's a definite pickup for me. Almost American #1 from Aftershock, and it also kind of has the feel of a TV show or a movie. Like, you could see that popping up on Netflix, so I think that could be really cool to read. Then from AWA Upshot, we have Telepaths #1, and this is a 6-issue series that sees 1/10 of the world's population receive telepathic abilities that makes them a target for the rest of the population. So again, kind of a cool premise for a story. I don't know that I've ever read anything where 1/10 of the population becomes telepaths. You see a lot of stories where somebody gets a special power and now everybody's against them, kind of like White we were talking about earlier. Only the black community has superpowers, and then the white community's against them or portions of them. So it's similar to that type of story, but with telepathic abilities, I think that could be a fun read. So that's Telepaths #1. Then from Bad Idea, we have Monster Kill Squad #1, and the synopsis on this one is the Monster Kill Squad is a government agency tasked to protect citizens from the witches, race, killer clowns, and every other myth or urban legend that were once thought to be just stories. So again, Bad Idea usually hits the list every week when they have a release. The stories are hot on the secondary market, or the books are hot on the secondary market, I should say. As far as spec value, they're really good. They had a bad marketing plan, but their stories are generally pretty good, and they do bring value out there on the secondary market. Then we have another Bad Idea book, the one that I'm excited to really read, and that's Pirate Queen #1. This is a 4-issue limited series about a pirate on a mission of vengeance after being spared from the gallows due to being pregnant but witnessing the death of her husband and crew. Sounds really good to me. I'm excited to check that one out. So that's Pirate Queen #1. Then we have from Second Sight Menagerie #1. The synopsis on this one is a mutiny sends a rescue mission off course to a strange planet with unusual customs. So not as excited about that one, but I do like to mention all the #1s here on this video, and that one from Second Sight could be interesting and maybe something that intrigues you as far as reading. Also from Second Sight this week is Chess Masters #1, and the synopsis on this one reads, an improbable future utopia, a peaceful civilization is at risk from an emerging evil called the Pawn Master, and it's up to the chess masters to keep him and his 8 royal pawns in check. Now, again, I think that sounds kind of cheesy, like the Pawn Master, his 8 royal pawns. But I also watched a show on Netflix, The Queen's Gambit, that I thought would be corny because it was about chess, and it's one of the best shows I've ever watched on Netflix. Like, I loved it. So I'll probably pick this one up and give it a glance, kind of give it a read through before I decide to make the purchase. But if you're into chess or you're into Second Sight books, that may be right up your alley. And so now you know, if you didn't, Chess Masters #1. And then wrapping up the key issues list this week, and I couldn't verify if this actually comes out this week, but it's Stray Dogs #1, Thank You. And this, of course, is from Image Comics, the very, very popular Stray Dogs series. I loved it. This is a thank you variant that is basically a book of all the covers. And it's I guess what I read is that this thank you variant has appeared on the invoices of some comic shops, but there's no in-hand confirmation or even that the book shipped this week. So kind of be on the lookout for that. Stray Dogs, pretty much anything Stray Dogs is hot. And if you get a kind of a book, that kind of all the covers, I think that would be cool. And if I see it in my shop, it's definitely something I'm going to grab. All right, guys, that's it for the key issues this week. I hope you dug the new format. Like I said, let me know down in the description below what you thought. Now we're going to jump over into our first appearances. So we do have a few first appearances this week. First one up is Harley Quinn 2021 Annual Number 1, and this is the first full appearance of a character named Keepsake. Then we have Wonder Girl number 3, where we have a possible first appearance of Eros. Now, it's unclear if this is a new version of Eros or the one that had previously appeared in the comic books. Then we have Savage Dragon number 260, and this is the first appearance of Torment. Then we jump over to Marvel and Avengers number 48, where we have the first cover appearance of the Winter She-Hulk. Pretty good looking cover. Interesting look with She-Hulk dressed up, kind of like the Black Widow in the white garb. But yeah, pretty cool. If you're a She-Hulk fan, maybe one that you dig for sure. Then we have Captain Marvel number 32, where we have another possible first team appearance of the Dark Marvels as mentioned in Captain Marvel number 33. Then we have the Web, W-E-B, of Spider-Man number 4 and the first cameo appearance of Cygob. And then wrapping up the first appearances list for this week is Dark Ages number 1, where you have the first appearance of the Unmaker. You get a redesign of the costumes for Apocalypse and Vision. And in this book, Miles Morales possesses a hybrid Venom/Carnage symbiote. So I think that could be a good book. I'm looking forward to that. As I said earlier, that dope cover by Perillo that I've already purchased. Dark Ages number 1 looks like a good pickup for me. I think I'm definitely going to grab that one as well. All right, guys, that is it for our list this week. As I've said, let me know what you think about the new format, and I think it'll make more sense why I did what I did once you see tomorrow's video, but still let me know what you think. And again, if I'm missing any books or anything you're reading that I need to be checking out, you make sure you let me know, because like I said, I like to read and I like all kinds of different stories, so I'm game for about anything. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments. Of course, guys, as we do these wrap-ups in these videos, I want to ask you again, if you dug the video, hit that subscription button right now. Turn on that notification bell so that you get notified when I put up new content. Guys, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. We're getting so close to that 1,000 sub mark and the goal I set for myself. I'm getting really excited because, like I said, we're going to have a party when that happens and do an epic giveaway. Have the greatest new comic book day ever. I know I'm going to, guys. A lot of good stuff out this week. And as I always end this thing, until next time.